Alright, so I'm out here smoking, and a lot of times when I smoke, I get energized for a commentary. And this is a situation where I was thinking about, man, I saw this thing, I was just checking my Twitter feeds or whatever, and I watched The Walking Dead. I never got into it. But The Walking Dead peoples put out a apology because apparently there was a mid-season finale, and once it got wrapped up over on the East Coast of the United States, they put out social media stuff like Twitters and Facebook stuffs, and they basically ruined it for people that aren't on the East Coast. So the West Coast people, you gotta think, let's say it comes on at 9, the West Coast people, 6, show ends at 10, so it's 7. Around 7 o'clock, like 2 more hours to The Walking Dead, this is gonna be awesome, blah, blah, blah. Checking fucking Twitter, and it fucking ruins it, right? Spoilers suck, okay? Spoilers suck, because what you're doing is you're literally giving a cheap takeaway of a once punchable card, if that makes sense. Because let's say it's a really awesome, I don't know what happened in the fucking Walking Dead, I don't know what happened to it, but like, if someone spoils it for you, a lot of times you could be like, okay, I'm going to try to forget that I know what's going to happen, but let me watch it, or I didn't get all the information, let me just see how it unfolds. But it's never quite there, you know what I mean? It's never quite there. And so, another thing that made me think about it is that people are so about the earth revolves around them that they're like on some shit where they go, one of the biggest arguments that happens in my streams, because when I stream, people are like, oh yeah, I'm tired, thanks Blade for an awesome stream, about to hit the hay, I only get 2 hours of sleep till I have to be at school in the morning. And people are like, what? You go to school at like 6 o'clock at night? Oh, we're in different time zones. But my time zone's right, you're way off. If you live in New Zealand, you live in the future. If you live in fucking, if you live in like, what's the lowest one? Like Australia, I think Australia is really low. If you live in Australia, that means you live in the fucking past and all this shit, right? And I'm thinking like, that's the dumbest argument ever. People love to argue about it because the answer is we live in different time zones, okay? If an event happens, it still happens to the whole Earth. Like, if the Earth were to get fucking, like, vaporized, it's not going to vaporize New York at 6 and then us at 9. It's just going to just vaporize everything, you know what I mean? And so, but people love to argue about time period, like time. People use time as an argument for everything. It's just like, well, yeah, it's constant, and the way we record it or keep it, it's a little different geographically. But it's the stupidest argument ever, because people are both right. If I say it's 6, and Keem, back in New York, says that it's 9, we're literally both right. And that's the only time in a question where you can have different answers and you're both right, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. And then, so I'm out here, and a lot of times when I get an idea for a commentary, I feel like I'll have the plant, and be like, I know how to process that plant. I know how to process that seed. Okay? I have the topic. I know how to process it. Get up and do a commentary, and I'll just basically state something really simple, some facts behind it, reasons why I like it, reasons why it might not work, would work, whatever. But a lot of times, those tangents that I go on aren't necessarily going to fill up a whole commentary. And sometimes I get this really weird thing. I've been doing commentaries for a long time, but I get like this shy thing, even though I reveal more about myself in these commentaries to friends and family. I reveal more to you, the listener, because I think at this point I have watchers, but also I have more listeners. I don't have viewers, I have listeners, if that makes sense. So, as I was thinking about that, I put the blunt halfway out, and I'm standing there, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go up there. I know I need to get the computer ready, get the Final Cut going, get Audacity going, pick a video, put it on the timeline, delete the audio, start the commentary, right? I'm like, cool, I'm going to have like a chill commentary, partly because I'm a little bit stoned. And then what happened was, so I come down the elevator, I'm all the way outside, right? I'm outside and there's a fucking parking lot. And there's literally about 50 to 60 parking spots, all of them completely empty. It's like 11 o'clock at night right now, as in me recording this, freezing my dick off out here. It's cold. I forgot that it does get cold in Seattle. Anyways, so I see this like Ford Escort, right? And I'm high, whatever. And he drives into the fucking parking lot, and he goes all the way down to the end, and then makes a turn. I'm thinking, okay, well, he's going to park somewhere else. And then he comes, and he kind of slows down near me, and then turns around, and then goes back as if he's looking for a parking spot. Now, that would make sense if you have to do 2 laps around the parking lot in order to find a spot during, like, Christmas shopping at the mall, like 6 o'clock. God damn, that air vent shit's loud as fuck. But this dude had an empty parking lot. I'm thinking, what is this dude doing? So I'm sitting there, I'm not sitting there, I'm standing there, I'm watching him, and I'm like, what is this dude doing? And he kind of slows down near the entrance to the main building, but then he turns around, does another lap out of the parking lot. I'm thinking, you just did 2 laps in an empty parking lot, dude. What are you going through? In my head, I'm like, what are you going through? And then he just drove off and left. I'm thinking, like, partly I'm high, but the other part, I'm like, why? That's fucking weird. And I was thinking about it, man. And I was thinking about how it's an ongoing joke that I've always said. I always use Apple products, right? That's another argument people have, is Apple versus Android. Oh my God. It's just like, that's just so like, can we argue about other things? Like, I feel like all the arguments going on in the world aren't arguments that I have interest in, if that makes sense. So does that mean that I need to find people with differing opinions on the things that I think about? No. But I just feel like as a whole, we're arguing about stuff that doesn't fucking matter, right? And so, I don't care if you have an Apple or an Android. I really don't care. One second. So, 1 second, it went out. So, the reason why I'm bringing up the Apple versus Android thing is because Apple keeps on, like, making products, supposedly they're going to, like, become, everything gets smaller and everything becomes more compact and, like, more awesome, right? It's a slow, gradual thing, but it happens, right? Like, you got these little cell phones. The cell phones used to be like Zach Morris status, like hella big, right? And so, I was thinking about it. I was like, they started coming out with watches that have all your shit on it. And it's going in this way that I honestly think that they're going to have contact lenses. And I may have said this before, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but they may have contact lenses that literally have everything on the contact lens. And your eye is like the fucking mouse, like the way that you look at it, like through your eyes. What you see, if you were to take like a tattoo artist or something and have him draw on a contact, when you put that contact in, not draw, but like actually like etch or whatever, put the contact in, obviously your eye side is not going to have to be touched, it's going to be just contact lens, but the other side, if you were able to draw something on there, when you think about it, you put the contacts in, you're going to see whatever the fucking they drew, right? Well, if they can make it so they can draw something on there, why can't they make something where it's like a little mini computer and those contact lenses are like a monitor and you could see everything. Like you could see whatever. Like they literally would release movies. Think about that. What if they release movies like with little Bausch and Lomb, little contact lenses? Pop those bitches in your eye, watch the movie. After that, you throw them bitches out. That'd be sick. Because think about it, man. The best view that you're going to ever have is your view of, like, outside the world because it's too big to grasp. You go to a fucking THX thing, like a movie theater, and you're watching whatever movie, it kind of puts in perspective, but, like, okay, let's talk about, like, Armageddon, right? In Armageddon, there's, like, a fucking boulder that comes out of the sky and, like, comes into Earth, right? If you were to see that from your actual point of view, from, like, that actually happening, that would be sick, because you have the grasp of it, but you're limited based off of like reproducing it. But if you have it just the I think it's a fucking brilliant invention, right? And then what I thought about it is like, okay, I want to record everything. I honestly want to record everything. And the reason being is there's some awesome things that I've seen that I want to continue to see. There, you know what I mean? Like, there's some things, there's some things that I want to like relive. And with human evolution meeting technology and this and that, and there is a binding of it that's been happening over the years, technology, how it affects our lives. Memory's fucked up. Memories can get skewed. You're literally taking something that happened and using your brain, you're like capturing it. That's what you're doing. You're kind of capturing it, and the quality of the capture might not be that good, and the brain literally will capture stuff, but over time, it'll self-edit. It will leave out the bad shit. It'll leave out, sometimes it will fucking highlight the bad shit and leave out the fucking good or whatever. The thing is that as our brains, we can't remember everything, right? But I think with the ability to record, like let's say we had this II situation going on, right? Let's say the II was just a standard thing. They gave it to you at the fucking DMV, right? As soon as you get your license, you got some II. So here you go, buddy. And it just recorded everything. How awesome would it be to relive certain moments? What moment would you want to relive if you got to see it as if it happened right then, right there? That would be fucking sick. And also, I think what it would do is the only problem with that is eventually, after the whole II situation comes about, right? Then it's going to be a situation where, okay, well, we're going to want to use this like some Minority Report type shit so that, because, you know, to fucking criminalize people or do bad, you know, whatever, right? And just like, well, that's kind of shitty, but at the same time, wouldn't that put... I know it's crazy, but every crazy idea has some sense in it. Let's put that to the test. What if everyone had to be completely, like, everything that you do is videotaped? Everything. I know people talk about privacy. I totally get that. I think we're alone now. I get that. But at the same time, I think that us as humans for the last ever, we have proven to be a pretty shitty race. And then there's a lot of us do some pretty shitty things. So if we can somehow avoid that, then that's when you get into the whole, you know, how much of the government do you want in your lives? Because, like, the book, The Stand, it kind of deals with that. It's like, okay, well, us as humans, if we start over, we literally are going to recreate the same democracies and everything like that. And then it's just like, it's fucked up. So, like, we're fucking hopeless. And that's kind of what fucking life is, unfortunately. It's the fact that we want to be better ideology, but we're sitting here not actually doing it. So what we should do it, though. And wouldn't that mean that people couldn't be fake anymore? For real. Okay. If you see something and only you see it, or if you screw over a friend, or if you cheat on your fucking girl or your fucking boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you know, that's a shitty thing to fucking do, right? But it's even shittier or dumber because it's like, you know you're gonna get caught because literally everything's recorded. Everything's recorded. Do we, as a human race, as a group of people, have we earned privacy? Have we earned that? Or is it a situation where too many bad apples literally fuck it up for the rest of us? And that's interesting. And also, is your fucking what you see and what you think is super special to you? Is it so special that people can kill people and get away with it? Because that's basically what you're saying. I don't want to live in a place where there's no privacy. It's just like, well, when you go on an airplane, right, what do? They fucking x-ray you. And we're totally fine with that because we're like, okay, while we're in the air, we don't want anybody to sneak on any shit. I get that. You could pat me down. I had a dude fucking, I swear this dude fucking juggled my balls one time when he was doing it. It was fucking awkward. But we're cool with that. We're cool with giving up some of that. That's invasion of privacy in a way. We're cool with the invasion of privacy. And is it really invasion of privacy if everything is open? You can't invade an open place, all right? So I'm just saying, like, for your eyes only, that means keeping secrets and shit. And man, I don't know. I just think, like, first off, humans aren't that good at fucking keeping secrets. And so it's just like, what are we really losing there? And at the same time, it's like, man, for the ability to relive or to rewatch or to fucking reimagine just awesome shit you've seen in your life. And here's the thing. I'll give you a good example. And I know I would use my personal DVR for different things than you would, okay? Like, a lot of people be like, oh, it'd be that when my baby was born, or like the first time I had sex or whatever. I would do it for some fucking epic moments that randomly happened. Some just epic moments. Like, I told you a story. I was over in New York. We went to we went to a house party for 4th of July. They line off fireworks and shit, and then like the cities line off these big ass fireworks. And while they're doing it, there's a bunch of kids. There's a bunch of kids at this house party because they're all like parents. Like, I'm the only one that doesn't have a fucking kid, right? Which is fucked, but whatever. Anyways, so there's a bunch of kids and shit like that, and they're playing with glow sticks. They're playing this game like where Dan, he like throws glow sticks on the lawn, and the kids run out and try to collect as many as possible and bring them back. Well, in the next lawn over, there's no fence or anything, but the next lawn over, there's like about 10 or 15 older people chilling, sitting in lawn furniture, watching the fireworks, minding their own business. Well, this kid is like, hey, can I throw him? He's like, go ahead. So this kid fucking chucks, like throws, normally they throw underhand and like up in the air so it lands on the lawn. This kid throws it as hard as he can, like Major League Baseball status, across the lawn. So like all these glow sticks in the night just glow through the air, and they fly through, and they fucking land on all the people. Now, that image of me standing there and watching it just like flying through the air and land on them was like the funniest thing ever to me. It was hilarious, okay? I think that's why everyone likes, like, we've always loved like awesome home videos or awesome videos caught on tape and shit like that, because it's like, oh, that awesome moment, you got that on tape, that's sick, we can watch it, right? And you watch it over and over again, like epic shit. But not everything's being recorded. That's the whole point. Like, I would like everything to be fucking recorded, because awesome shit does happen. Why can't we celebrate the awesome shit while we're here, you know? And so another example was when I was a kid. Here's an example. I was a kid. There's no way this would ever be recorded unless the II was like a thing. Because there's no way you would think something like this would happen, but in my mind it was fucking epic. My parents bought my sister a gerbil. She promised she'd take care of it. She did take care of it, but not really. And this motherfucker was nocturnal, means he stays up at night. So his time was middle of the day, but it's really nighttime. Me and the gerbil didn't get along because we were in different time zones, different time sleeping patterns. So he would run that fucking wheel. I would WD-40 the wheel. It'd be cool for like 40 minutes, but he would just grind all the way through that, and then it'd just be annoying again. I'm like, this is so fucking annoying, him running that fucking wheel, right? One night I got pissed off. I think it was about 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. I go out, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I grab the hamster, and I open the window, and I reach my hand out and throw the fucking hamster into the woods. Because we lived in a house, but there was like woods on our property, right? Just chuck that bitch into the woods. And as I looked up, and it was a full fucking moon. And it was slow motion, because that's what your brain does. It goes like, record in a higher frame rate, record in a slower motion, because this is some epic shit. That's why when you see amazing shit, a lot of times you're like, it was like slow motion, right? So I go out, chuck the thing, look up. It's a full fucking moon. And this gerbil caught the moon, like his silhouette, not his silhouette, but his actual being caught the moon. And the moon was like the perfect backdrop of him like flying away. And my brain slowed down and recorded it, and I was like, that's fucking epic. That was fucking cool as shit. Like, it's never going to come out of my head. I saw this kid when I was in elementary school get pushed on the soccer field so hard that he did a 360 plus another one would be not a 720 but a 540. He did a fucking maybe like 90 more. I don't know. He just fucking flipped, and I saw his head above the ground about a foot, but he was completely vertical at one point, and then he landed on his back. And I'm like, oh my God, that's fucked up. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. That kid didn't have it coming. Big ass Wilson fucking charged full speed at him. The kid didn't know he was there and fucking pushed him. And he fucking flew. I'm like, first instinct, that's fucked up. I'm really bad. But holy shit, that was fucking epic. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna continue Sons of Anarchy. And it is my birthday now. So, bam. ONLYUSEmeBLADE. Peace and buck grease.